I am excited to bring you what I believe is a world first full clear of the Superman family Realm of Fate. This footage is brought to you by a friend of the channel, Arcaluck, and it was really cool to watch this in action. I do keep in mind before we look at this footage, he's got an incredibly invested Superman family. He has the 5 set full bonus for transmutes on his Superman, and that transmute, it basically allows him to, I think it's called Rejuvenating Strike, and that just allows Superman to pretty much fully heal whenever he does his ultimate. So it's definitely a mechanic that not a lot of people are going to have access to, but this is really just meant to be a look into the future to see what you're going to be capable of once you have some investment into some of these champions. So let's take a look. Now you can see that the level is going to start out with 5 cyborgs, which are fairly easy to clear. But, you know, the difficulty here is you want to make sure that you get them cleared before the next level starts, because that's going to allow those cyborgs to really ramp up the damage of the next set of champions. You can see he's just trying to get his Supergirl ramped up as quickly as she can, trying to get as much of that Krypton energy as possible. We've got that fully done here, and then he should be able to take out those cyborgs. They do all have the ability to kind of revive, and then we're able to kill those. You see that the next set is going to be Shazam. Shazam also has a revive mechanic and a taunt mechanic, which is kind of pesky to deal with, but Supergirl's ultimate is finally starting to really get to a point where she can just kind of take care of anything. So we're able to get through that. Still have everyone alive, which is really important. I think that rejuvenating strike on Superman counts for a lot there. Still have those Shazams up, but we get the 5 Lexas, and then Supergirl just immediately deletes them. So really, you're just having to take care of the scraps here with a few of those Shazams, and looks like Superman and Supergirl will be able to take care of that. Now, the interesting thing about this level is how much time is left whenever they go over to the pylon and try to clear it out, because there is only a few seconds left whenever the round ends. So we'll take a look at that. Here we go over to the pylon, and both Superman and Supergirl's ults are down, which is a bit problematic. You can see that Superman is able to ult here and take a little bit of damage off, but it's not quite enough. And I imagine Arcaluck was probably freaking out right here. We'll see what Supergirl's able to do. There's a little bit left, and again, no ult available, but Superman, Supergirl were able to take it out. So full clear on Superman family Realm of Fate. Really awesome to see. I know that most of us won't have access to be able to do this, but you can see the stats here for the champions. And we'll take a look at the individual stats of all the champions as well, so that you can get a little bit more of a window into what he was working with. Here we have Superman, about 2.4 mil. You can see the heavy investment in the transmutes for this champion. And there's the rejuvenating strike. We have both the 2-set and the 5-set bonuses for that transmute set. You can also see that he has a 5 red Superman cape, which is pretty important as well. And he's going to go through each of the gear pieces so that you can see what transmutes are on each of these champions, which I think is quite important for you to get a sense for how he was able to pull this off as well. And you'll notice that some of these are not ideal, but it's just a situation where there's only so much you're able to do with transmutes without spending thousands and thousands of dollars. So I think he was taking just a couple of decent stats and then just going from there. Obviously, you know, as the game progresses, I'm sure he'll be able to do some more on the transmutes. Here we have Supergirl. Going to show some of the gear that she has. Got some really nice stats there: attack, physical, pen, crit damage. So some really nice work that's being done on some of these. I imagine he's going to have to give up some of these as he goes through the transmute levels, though. Full 5 red House of L symbol, another important part of making this this fight possible. Here we have Superboy. He's got Superboy to level 3 transmutes across the board. I think he's going to go through all of those champions as well. You can see he's got the full Superman family tag synergy gear as well. So heavy investment. You notice that he was using the Starfire Star Bolts on his Superboy to try to keep him alive or keep the team alive with some additional heals. And then we have Crypto. Crypto is also in a full set of Superman family tagged gear, almost all level 3 transmutes. So that's another thing that you have to look forward to there. Quite difficult. And notice that he was using Superboy's guitar, the Super 6 string, on his Crypto here for this fight as well. A lot of energy restoration and attack on that. Well, that's all the time that we have for this video. Hope you enjoy these deep dives into some of these major milestones for the game. And I know that some people have mentioned that, this is unrealistic, that it's hard to get there. And that is 100% true. Only a handful of people will be able to complete feats like this in the first year even of the game being out. But it's just nice to be able to see what these teams are capable of towards the end game, like the true end game, or kind of the edge of the cliff, really, if you think about it. So I'm excited to be able to bring things like this to you all. Again, I've mentioned this before. I don't want to just feature Arcaluck. I do enjoy working with Arcaluck on these videos, but if there are other whales out there who are completing milestones like this, would love to feature other folks on the channel as well. So DM me with some of the things that you're able to do, and I'll try to put them out there. I'm trying to focus on kind of the world first type stuff and some of the major milestone clearing first, and then we'll jump into some other things. I definitely want to be updating some combat cycle guides with some high level combat cycle content. So I know I have a couple of folks who have messaged me about that. May try to put something together like that in the future. Until then, I hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel, and if not, then maybe I'll see you on the next video.